Revelation 2182. From the 11th of December 1941. State of light or darkness in the afterlife. Condition for improvement. The soul will not gain a clear understanding of its situation until it has entered the spiritual kingdom and now sees a completely different environment than the one on earth. Thus it knows that it has left earth and that it has now lost all connection with it, and only now does it take a closer look at its surroundings. It can have an exhilarating but also an oppressive effect on the soul, depending on the degree of maturity the human being has reached at the time of his passing. A soul that sees itself in luminous surroundings is also in knowledge. It will therefore also clearly recognize that it now has to carry out task in the beyond, and it is highly delighted that it can use its knowledge and thereby help the souls in the beyond or on earth. But it is bad for the souls whose degree of maturity is low, for they do not recognize much of what surrounds them. Everything will appear dark and lightless to them, for their knowledge is small and cannot be replaced by anything. Darkness suppresses them since they were used to light on earth, and the lack of knowledge expresses itself in a state of powerlessness which is immensely oppressive. And now they realize that they have lived earthly life in vain and that they themselves are to blame for their meager, lightless stay, and they seek to change it. This will is already the beginning of ascent, although it cannot be taken into account soon because the being first has to prove itself whether and to what extent light can be supplied to it. The soul often has to completely detach itself from its previous conception. If, for example, the human being has only lived for himself on earth, then he will also only see his own suffering in the beyond and have no compassion for the suffering of other souls. And then she cannot be helped. Its surroundings will continue to be barren and lightless, for even if it longs for help it only thinks of its own suffering but can only be released from it if it endeavors to bring help to other souls which suffer like it. This is the first condition, and the recognition of this is the first step to the height. Amen.